Okay, I finally got the computer finished. I mean, it took forever. I went through two different motherboards before I finally got this one. I first did a MSI Edge, and I had a problem loading the network drivers, which I probably could have solved, but it turns out the Wi-Fi pins in the back where you screw in this Wi-Fi adapter right here. This screws into the back where the input output is, and for it's the Wi-Fi antenna. Not that I'm going to really use Wi-Fi on this thing because it's plugged in to a dedicated cable line, but it just looked like it was dropped because they were broken. So, and I was having the network problem with the drivers loading. So I sent it back, and then I ended up ordering an Asus motherboard, and because I've used them in the past, I think there's an Asus in there, and then I thought about it. It came, and I just left it in the box, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to get another MSI. And instead of the Edge, I got the Carbon Wi-Fi because I figured I already bought the memory and it would work. However, the memory was too fast and it wouldn't work in this system. It was just too new. So I had to buy new memory anyway, and I sent the old ones back. I couldn't find the box that they were in, so I put them in a different packaging. And then after I sent them off to UPS, I found the box. I had it stashed here. It was just buried. I couldn't find it. So I hope they take it back. If not, I'll have to just send the box separately and say, here it is. But anyway, the RGB lighting, that wiring took me a while to get right. The first Carbon that they sent me, the Carbon, in fact, the motherboard's in here. The first Carbon Wi-Fi had two broken pins. One was missing right at the edge of the where the CPU goes in. One of the outer pins was missing, and another one was bent. I tried to straighten it. I was looking with a magnifying glass to see it, and I kind of messed around with it, and it was loose. And at that point, when this came, you could tell that this had been opened before because it didn't have any seal, and it just looked, when I opened it up, it just kind of looked like somebody had used it or messed with it. And now I think what they did was they bent the pins, or they broke a pin or two pins, and they sent it back. And they probably didn't say anything, so then they sent it back out to me. Anyway, I sent that back, and then yesterday I ordered a replacement, and it came today. So apparently they're sitting in a warehouse somewhere, maybe in Sonoma County. It must be because, it came today. So I thought, well, it's Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing done. I had Windows already loaded onto an M.2 drive that from the first, when I had the first motherboard in here, I managed to load Windows onto it before I discovered the broken Wi-Fi. So I kept it on that M.2 card, and it loaded right into this one. It just, as soon as I put it in, it came up when I started the computer. Got into the BIOS and got all that stuff and updated it and whatnot. And you have to enable Gen 5 and all this stuff because that's what I'm running in there for the main process. For the operating system is a Gen 5 card, and the rest are Gen 4. I have 3 M.2s in there. 2 of them are 2 terabytes each, and then the operating system's on a 1 terabyte. And there's 2 other slots I could add more stuff later if I want to, or I can strap some SSDs to the side. But yeah, I got this thing going, man, and it is lightning fast. It's lightning fast. It's just and with the dedicated cable line now, because I was running DSL, I still am. I got the 2 modems right there, and the dedicated cable line, I mean, it just makes a huge difference in upload speed. And this computer here has no latency, has no lag. It just boom, it just you press a button, it just goes. So it has some quirks with it. The Creative Sound Blaster card didn't want to load the drivers. It took like 4 or 5 attempts. I finally got that worked out. And now it's been running a while. The fans are all on power management, so they don't blow me away with noise. So there's 13 fans in here. If you count the 2 on the GPU, and you count the 1 in the power supply down there to the left, I mean, there's a lot of fans. And then, of course, I added a fan on to the other side of this, and I matched them so they're being power managed the same way, so they'll be the same RPM, so you don't have differing RPMs and the fans aren't battling each other. And everything's pushing out this way. I got 64 gigs of memory in there, running at 4K. Like I said, it's not for gaming or nothing like that. It's just for content creation, video rendering, and all that stuff. Running those programs for editing and posting videos. And then this one is my work computer, so I don't have to use this anymore for that. I started with that because I already had it, and I wanted, if I was going to keep doing this, I would invest in it later, and I'm going to keep doing it, so there's my investment. And at the same time, I went ahead and redid my living room office. I bought a cheap Home Depot supplied desk, L-shaped desk. It goes 6 feet this way, 5 feet the other. But it was only $300 and something, and it's cheap. I'm gonna put 2 drawers there. Haven't put them together yet, but it works. It's better than what I had before. And then this is the office side. And by office, I mean just my bookkeeping. When I have to look at blueprints, when I communicating with people, just as a work computer, taxes, QuickBooks, that kind of stuff. Microsoft Word and Excel. And then this is just a simple Windows 10. I might go ahead and upload. I might go ahead and try the Windows 11. It's free. The upgrade is free, and you get 10 days. You can evaluate it. If you don't like it, you can take it off your system within the 10-day period. So I got this big light. I've had that for, it articulates out, looking at blueprints, and, you can work it on stuff, whatever. This 27-inch monitor, I ordered another one, a 32-inch, but it's relatively square like this one. I think the resolution is 2560 by 1600. So you got the 2560 this way and 1600 this way. So it's relatively tall, where this one is, oops, going to sleep. Whereas this one is, 34-inch curved, but it's very narrow and it's wide. So, and that's great for what it's being used for. But for work, I want something with more of a, where everything fills the whole monitor. You don't have black on either side, empty spaces. So I'm curious to get that 32 and see how it is. I don't really need it, but this would free up this 27 because I'm gonna present this to my grandson and see if he wants me to build him a computer. I have enough parts to build another computer, a motherboard. I got everything. Only thing I need is a CPU, and which is going to be, because the motherboard's like 5-6 years old. So I get a CPU, and I have to get a case. I've got everything else, I think. I've got the GPU. I've got the power supply. I've got all the cables. I've got the fans. Granted, they're not going to be all colorful and whatnot, but who cares? I'm going to have the monitor. I got a keyboard. I got mouse. I mean, like a bunch of them. So see, and this is a good. This is a pretty good monitor. That's the LG. I still got the box right there. I was going to sell it on eBay or Craigslist or something, but you know what? The heck with them. Here's a couple more monitors too. Those are, I don't know, those 27s? No, those are probably smaller. Those probably 22, 23 or something. 24. This place is still a mess. I got to work on that corner next. I'm going to get that table out of there, those boxes and all that stuff. And I'm going to set up those stationary bike machines. I'm going to clean all this up, move all this stuff into the spare room, and have these machines facing out this way. And just free up this, get rid of this clutter. And the table, I don't know what I'm going to do with the table. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that table. I got to break it down, and I've had it for years. I mean, God, I've had that thing for... I've refinished it one time. I can't remember how many years I've had that. I've had that... I think I've had that since like 1988? 87, 88? Something like that. You know... I don't sit at a table and eat anymore. I haven't done that for years. I sit over here. So, there's my arrangement. I found that lava lamp in the garage today up in the loft. So I plugged it in. It belongs to my son, but I don't think that goop in there is working anymore. If it doesn't clear up by tomorrow, and it's hot. I mean, I didn't realize they got that hot. So I think that thing's done. I guess it doesn't last forever. Yeah, so I got the same speakers, the Klipsch 2.1 system with the subwoofer, running with that Sound Blaster sound card. Awesome, just awesome sound. And then I got the same thing here that I've had for a long time. I'm running a Asus sound card with that, which is a relatively inexpensive one. I got a good deal on that Sound Blaster card, and even though it was a hassle installing it, it really makes a difference with the speaker, setup and everything, with the sound. And there's a lot of things you can do with it, customize it and stuff like that. So, it's got onboard audio. I think it's Realtek audio, 7.1 or whatever it is, but or 8, either 8 or some. So what's the difference? 7.1, but I have a 2.1 system. 2 desktop speakers and then a separate subwoofer. But I'm sure that the sound card on there's, or the built-in sound system on the motherboard is pretty decent, but the Sound Blaster is kind of cool. If you really want to listen to some nice music, some night, and then you got the option for the plug in like a headphones, microphone, and all this with this thing. I haven't hooked it up yet. So there it is. I still got to clean all this up. Maybe take those down, move them around, whatever. And I'll be done. I'm going to work on it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'll finish all this stuff up tomorrow and be done with it. And that'll clean things up in here. And then on to the next project. So I'll be uploading some videos because, well, first I have to make the videos. So I got to get some make some videos. I'll get something going here real soon. I've got a couple of good ideas. One in particular that's going to be pretty cool, but It's still in the planning stage. So, okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.